6 months from now, you will either look back with pride or wish you had started today. Every step you take now is a seed for the life you want. Your future is not built by luck. It is created by clear goals, strong habits, and the courage to stay consistent when it feels hard. Real change does not happen overnight, but it happens every day when you decide to take control of your time and your choices. Today we will explore a 6-month success plan that can completely transform your life. This is not about quick fixes or empty promises. It is about building a structure that gives you clarity, purpose, and unstoppable momentum. Over the next few minutes, you will discover how to set powerful goals, design habits that stick, and create a life you are proud of. If you're ready to take the first step toward the future you deserve, then let's dive in. Number 1. Set clear and measurable goals for 6 months. Most people wake up every morning, get dressed, go to work or school, come back home, and repeat the same cycle for weeks, months, even years, without ever feeling like they're moving forward. They feel stuck. They feel behind. They feel like life is just happening to them instead of being something they're actively shaping. That's because they never stop to define where they actually want to go. They haven't taken the time to get clear on what matters to them, and they haven't built a roadmap to follow. That's where everything begins. If you want the next 6 months of your life to look different from the last 6 months, you have to start by setting clear and measurable goals. Without goals, you're drifting. Imagine getting in your car with no destination in mind. You might drive for hours and still end up nowhere important. Life works the same way. A person without goals is busy but not productive. They're moving but not progressing. There's no direction, no aim, no purpose. That's why so many people feel like their days are just blending together. It's not a problem with their intelligence or ability, it's a problem with clarity. You need to know where you're going, exactly what you're working toward, and by when you expect to get there. That's the power of a 6-month success plan. 6 months isn't too short, and it's not too long. It's enough time to make real changes, to feel the shift, to create momentum. But it all starts with getting clear. You don't just say, "I want to be healthier." That's vague. It's not useful. Instead, you say, "I want to lose 15 pounds in 6 months." Or, "I want to run 5 kilometers without stopping." That's measurable. That's something you can track. That's something you can see and feel. Or maybe your goal is financial. Don't just say, "I want to save more money." Instead say, "I want to save $3,000 by the end of December." Or, "I want to pay off 1 credit card by November 1st. That's the kind of goal that drives action. When you make it specific and measurable, you give your brain something to focus on. You give yourself a target, and that target gives you energy. It lights a fire under you. Now don't set too many goals at once. That's another trap. People write down 10 or 15 goals and then wonder why nothing sticks. Pick 3 big goals. That's it. 3 meaningful, challenging, clear goals that matter to you. Not your boss, not your parents, not your friends. You. Ask yourself, what would make me feel proud in 6 months? What area of my life needs serious attention? What's something I've been putting off that I know deep down would change everything if I just committed to it? Once you have your 3 goals, write them down. On paper, not just in your head. Put them somewhere you can see every day, on your bathroom mirror, your fridge, your desk. You need to stay reminded. Life will throw distractions at you every single day. If your goals are hidden away in a notebook or buried in your phone, you'll forget about them the moment things get busy. But when they're staring you in the face every morning, you stay focused. You stay accountable. Then ask yourself this: how will I measure progress? Break your 6-month goal into monthly milestones. If your goal is to save 3,000 tons in 6 months, that's $500 a month. That's around $125 a week. Now it's real. Now it's something you can check in on every week. Same with fitness, same with business, same with relationships. If your goal is to build stronger relationships, you might say, I'll schedule one meaningful conversation each week. That's 26 conversations in 6 months. That changes things. That deepens bonds. That makes a real impact. Don't just focus on the end result. Think about how you'll know you're on track along the way. Set small checkpoints. That's how you build momentum. Every small win builds confidence, and confidence keeps you moving forward. But if you only focus on the end, you'll get overwhelmed. 6 months is a long time if you don't break it down. But it's short when you focus on one step at a time. Small steps taken consistently create massive change. And here's something most people forget. Your goals must be emotional. If your goal doesn't make you feel something, you won't stick with it. It has to matter to you on a personal level. Not just because it sounds nice, but because you know it would change how you feel every single day. Maybe it's freedom. Maybe it's pride. Maybe it's security. Maybe it's confidence. Tie your goals to an emotion. That's what fuels discipline. That's what keeps you going when it gets hard. And yes, it will get hard. That's why you need goals that are worth it. Goals that stretch you, challenge you, test you. If it's too easy, it won't move you. If it's too vague, it won't excite you. But when it's clear, when it's measurable, and when it speaks to your heart, you'll fight for it. So sit down, clear the noise, think deeply. Be honest with yourself. What do you truly want to see change over the next 6 months? What do you want to look back on and say, I finally did that? Not for show, not for approval, but for your own growth, your own pride, your own sense of purpose. Once you define that clearly, you've already won half the battle. Don't wait for perfect timing. There is no perfect timing. The next 6 months are going to pass either way. The question is, will you drift through them or will you direct them? Will you wake up in 6 months with regret or with results? Your future is shaped by what you choose today. Be clear, be bold, be specific. This is the beginning of a new chapter, one that you get to write, day by day, goal by goal. Start here, start now, and don't look back. Number 2, create a daily routine that supports your goals. Every day people wake up with good intentions. They say they're going to eat better, be more productive, get more done. But by the time the day ends, they feel like the time slipped through their fingers. It wasn't laziness. It wasn't lack of desire. It was the absence of structure. When your day has no structure, it becomes a battlefield of distractions. You respond to life instead of leading it. If you don't take control of your day will take control of you, and it rarely takes you where you want to go. That's why a daily routine is not optional. If you're serious about hitting your goals in 6 months, you need a system you follow every single day that pushes you toward those goals, whether you feel like it or not. A good routine removes the need for constant motivation. Motivation fades. Discipline carries you. But discipline only thrives when it's rooted in habit. When your daily actions are aligned with your goals, you start moving forward naturally. Your days stop feeling chaotic. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop putting off what's important. And most importantly, you stop living on accident. The first thing to do is design your day with intention. Don't leave it up to chance. Ask yourself, what time will I wake up every morning? Not just on weekdays, every day. Consistency is key. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. to be successful. But you do need to wake up with purpose. Set a time that works for you and stick to it like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. The first hour of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you start it scattered and distracted, you'll carry that energy into every task. But if you start it focused, calm and clear, you carry power into the rest of your day. Your morning should not be an afterthought. It should be the most protected part of your day. No phone, no emails, no mindless scrolling. Start with a short routine that centers you, something that brings clarity and sharpness. This could include writing your goals for the day, a few minutes of silence, or reviewing what matters most. Whatever helps you reconnect with your purpose. Don't overcomplicate it. Just make it intentional. Now plan your blocks of time. Your day should not be a to-do list you try to squeeze into the gaps. Your tasks should have a place on the clock. That means setting specific hours for specific activities. If your goal is to learn a new skill, schedule the hour you'll study. If your goal is to get fit, write down exactly when you'll work out. Time management is not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. And that only happens when you make space for it in your day. Avoid jumping straight into work without any preparation. Before diving into tasks, ask, what is the single most important thing I need to get done today that moves me closer to my goal? Do that first. Don't save it for later. Later becomes never. Most people spend their mornings checking notifications, replying to emails, and doing easy tasks that give the illusion of productivity. That's not progress. That's distraction. Real progress comes from tackling the hard things first, especially the ones that push you outside your comfort zone. Midday routines matter just as much. Around noon, energy dips. That's when people usually give in to distractions. This is where intentional routines win. Use this time to reset. Take a short walk. Eat something nutritious. Do a mental check-in. Are you on track with your plan? What needs adjusting? Don't let one off-track hour turn into an off-track day. That's how people fall behind. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to stay aware. Small corrections keep you aligned. In the afternoon, have a clear shut-off time. Your day needs an endpoint. Without boundaries, work and distractions will creep into your evenings. Decide when your productive day ends, and once it does, shift your focus to recovery. Use evenings to prepare for the next day. Lay out your clothes. Set up your workspace. Review what worked and what didn't. This simple reflection helps you start the next day with more clarity and confidence. Now remember, a routine is not just about what you do, it's about what you stop doing. Cut the habits that waste your time. Mindless scrolling, constant notifications, saying yes to everything. These things eat your time and energy. Remove them. Be ruthless. You don't need to do more. You need to do less but better. Simplify your day. Prioritize quality over quantity. Your daily routine must also serve your mind and body. Include time for movement, even if it's just 30 minutes of walking or stretching. Don't ignore your health. When your body feels strong, your mind follows. Eat foods that give you energy instead of draining it. Drink more water. Get enough sleep. This isn't about perfection. It's about sustainability. A routine that burns you out is just as useless as no routine at all. Design a plan you can live with, not one you'll abandon in 2 weeks. Also, build in moments of joy. Don't make your day a prison of obligations. Give yourself space to breathe. Watch something funny. Call a friend. Listen to music. Joy is fuel, and a good routine includes it on purpose. One last point, your routine must be flexible enough to grow with you. Life will throw surprises at you. That's guaranteed. But if you have a strong daily structure, you won't fall apart when things go wrong. You'll adapt, you'll adjust, and you'll keep moving forward. That's the power of routine. It gives you a steady foundation to build on. 6 months from now, your results will come from your routine, not your wishes. Your habits shape your future more than your dreams. And a well-designed day, repeated consistently, will do more for your success than 100 bursts of motivation. Get serious about your time. Design your days with purpose. And let those days build the life you said you wanted. Number 3. Track your progress every week and adjust actions. Most people set a goal, start working toward it, and then they assume it will somehow all come together if they just keep going. But weeks pass, then months, and suddenly they realize they haven't moved very far. That's not because they didn't try, it's because they didn't measure. They didn't track. They didn't stop to see if what they were doing was actually working. When you don't measure your progress, you fall into the trap of busyness without results. You keep moving, but you don't know if you're heading in the right direction. That's how people waste months or even years working hard, but not working smart. You can't improve what you don't measure. If you're serious about transforming your life in 6 months, you have to become obsessed with weekly progress. Not because you want to be perfect, but because you want to stay awake. You want to stay sharp. You want to stay connected to the outcome you're after. Most people wait until the end of the month to reflect. That's too late. You need to know every 7 days. Did I move forward? Did I stay flat? Did I slip backward? And why? Weekly tracking is not about judgment. It's about awareness. And awareness is where real change begins. You're not tracking progress so you can beat yourself up. You're doing it so you can make better decisions. If you're off track, you don't need to panic, you just need to adjust. But if you don't track, you'll never know what to adjust. You'll keep repeating the same patterns, hoping for a different result. That's not growth, that's frustration. So how do you track progress? Start with your goals. Each goal should have weekly targets. If you want to save $3,000 in 6 months, that breaks down to $125 a week. Simple. Each week, you either hit that target or you don't. If your goal is to write a book, maybe your weekly target is 2,000 words. If it's fitness, maybe it's 4 workouts. Don't just track outcomes, track actions. Ask, did I do the work I committed to? Did I show up fully this week? Use a simple system. A journal, a whiteboard, a spreadsheet. It doesn't matter what tool you use. What matters is that you're consistent with it. Every Sunday, for example, take 20 minutes and review your week. Go through each goal and score yourself. Not just based on how you feel, but based on numbers. Feeling busy doesn't mean you were effective. Your numbers tell the truth. Let the data guide you. Also, track how you felt. Numbers matter, but your energy matters too. Were you tired most of the week? Were you constantly distracted? Did you feel motivated or drained? These patterns are signals. They show you what's working and what's not. Maybe your sleep is affecting your focus. Maybe your environment is too noisy. Maybe you're trying to do too much at once. When you track both your results and your state of mind, you start to see the full picture. Now comes the most powerful part, adjusting. Once you see where you are, you can decide what needs to change. This is where most people fall short. They see that something isn't working, but instead of adjusting, they keep repeating. Or worse, they quit. Don't do either. If you missed your targets, ask, why? Was my goal unrealistic? Did I let distractions win? Did I make time for the work? Or did I just hope it would fit into my schedule? Adjusting doesn't mean lowering your standards. It means being smart enough to change your strategy. Maybe your workouts need to be earlier in the day. Maybe you need to prep meals in advance. Maybe you need to turn your phone off during focus hours. These are small changes, but small changes make a big difference when you apply them weekly. Also, celebrate your progress. Don't wait until you hit the big goal to feel proud. Celebrate the fact that you followed through this week, that you stayed committed, that you didn't give up. Positive reinforcement matters. It keeps your energy up. It keeps your mindset strong. This journey is long, and it's not always easy. You need to notice the wins, especially the small ones. And if you had a bad week, own it. Don't hide from it. Don't blame anyone else. Just take full responsibility and decide how next week will be different. The power of weekly tracking is that you never drift too far before coming back. You don't wait for a breakdown to start paying attention. You stay proactive. You catch problems early. You stay in control. Another benefit of tracking is momentum. When you see progress every week, you build confidence. You start to believe in your ability to follow through. That belief becomes fuel. And the more fuel you have, the more consistent you become. You go from wondering if this is going to work to knowing that it already is. Not because someone else said so, but because you can see it for yourself in real time every single week. Make your weekly review a ritual. Make it non-negotiable. This is your checkpoint, your chance to course correct, your moment to be honest with yourself. Nothing fancy, just real consistent reflection. Put it on your calendar like any other important appointment. Because this is what keeps your goals alive. If you're not tracking, you're guessing. And guessing is not a strategy. Guessing leads to frustration, disappointment, and eventually giving up. But when you track, when you reflect, and when you adjust, you stay in the driver's seat. You stay in control of your life. The truth is, progress is never a straight line. You will have ups and downs. That's normal. What matters is that you're paying attention, that you're not running on autopilot, that you're engaged in the process, that every week you're getting a little wiser, a little sharper, a little more committed. That's how results are built, brick by brick, week by week, with intention, effort, and awareness. Don't wait until 6 months have passed to look back with regret. Look at your life every week. Make changes when you need to. Stay honest, stay committed, and stay connected to your goals through consistent tracking. That's how success becomes inevitable. Number 4. Focus on building one powerful habit every month. It's a harsh reality that most people try to change everything at once and end up changing nothing. You've probably been there, wanting to overhaul your whole life overnight. Eating better, exercising more, reading every day, waking up earlier. It sounds good in theory, but in practice it's overwhelming. When you try to do too much too fast, your mind rebels, your energy drains, and you quit before you've even started. The human brain is wired to resist sudden, massive change. Change is uncomfortable, and when you pile on too many new habits at once, it triggers a survival response that pushes you back to old routines. That's why building one powerful habit at a time is not just smart, it's essential. When you focus on a single habit, you give yourself a fighting chance. You can pour your energy, attention, and willpower into making that one habit stick. You reduce overwhelm and increase your chances of success. Habits are the building blocks of progress. Each one shapes your daily reality. Each one moves the needle, little by little. One strong habit can create momentum that spills over into other areas of your life. The key is to choose that habit wisely. It needs to be something meaningful, something that directly supports your bigger goals. Don't pick habits just because they sound good or popular. Pick habits that will move you forward in the areas that matter most. Start by identifying the habit that will have the biggest positive impact in your life. This could be something like waking up 30 minutes earlier to work on a project, drinking more water every day, journaling to clear your mind, or exercising consistently. It doesn't have to be a huge change, but it must be specific and actionable. Vague goals like be more productive or eat healthier don't create habits. You need clear actions that can become part of your daily routine. Once you pick your habit, break it down into the smallest possible step. This is crucial because the easier it is to start, the more likely you are to follow through. For example, if your habit is to exercise, start with just 5 minutes a day. It's small enough that it feels doable every day, even when life gets busy. Once that becomes automatic, you naturally build up time and intensity without forcing it. This approach respects how habits form in the brain. Small, consistent actions repeated over time create lasting change. Next, anchor your new habit to something you already do regularly. This is called habit stacking. For example, if you want to develop a habit of reading every night, attach it to brushing your teeth. After you brush your teeth, you immediately open a book for 10 minutes. This linkage helps your brain associate the new habit with an existing routine, making it easier to remember and stick with. Tracking your habit daily is also essential. The satisfaction of checking off a completed habit triggers a positive feeling in your brain and reinforces the behavior. This simple act of marking your progress can keep you motivated, especially during days when enthusiasm is low. If you miss a day, don't get discouraged. Missing occasionally is normal. What matters is getting back on track without excuses. Another thing to remember is the power of environment in shaping habits. If you want to eat healthier, don't keep junk food in the house. If you want to write every day, set up a clean and inviting workspace. When your surroundings support your habit, you remove friction and make success easier. You're not relying solely on willpower because your environment is working for you instead of against you. Building a habit also requires patience. The brain doesn't form lasting habits overnight. Research shows it takes an average of 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. Some habits take longer, some shorter, but the point is you need to stick with it consistently for weeks. This means showing up every day even when you don't feel like it. That's where discipline beats motivation. Motivation fluctuates, discipline keeps you steady. When you commit to one habit per month, you create a rhythm of steady growth. After 6 months, you could have 6 new powerful habits in your life, each one strengthening the next. This compounding effect is how ordinary people become extraordinary. They don't rely on sudden breakthroughs. They rely on slow, consistent improvement. It's about playing the long game, showing up day after day, habit by habit. It's important to celebrate each habit once it becomes part of your life. Recognize the effort you put in and how it has improved your daily routine. Positive reinforcement is critical to cementing the habit for the long haul. Don't wait for perfection. Recognize progress, no matter how small. There will be setbacks. There will be days when the old habits pull harder than the new ones. That's normal. What separates those who succeed is the refusal to quit. Each time you overcome resistance, you make the habit stronger. Each time you slip but get back up, you strengthen your commitment. Habit building is a test of patience, resilience, and faith in the process. Finally, understand that these habits are not just actions, they become part of who you are. When you repeat a behavior consistently, it rewires your identity. Instead of saying, "I want to be someone who exercises," you start saying, "I am someone who exercises." That shift in self-image is the real power behind habits. It changes how you see yourself and what you believe you deserve. Focusing on one powerful habit every month is not about quick fixes or dramatic overnight success. It's about laying a foundation for lifelong change. It's about creating a life where success is no longer a struggle, but a natural result of the daily choices you make. It's about giving yourself the best chance to win one habit at a time. Number 5, eliminate distractions and commit to full discipline daily. In today's world, distraction is the enemy of success. It's everywhere on your phone, your computer, your social feeds, even in conversations. The truth is, most people don't realize how much time they lose every day because of distractions. They think they're working hard, but their attention is fractured into tiny pieces. When you're constantly interrupted or pulled away by something shiny, your brain never gets the chance to settle and focus deeply. Without that deep focus, progress slows down. You start to feel frustrated, overwhelmed, and exhausted without seeing the results you want. That's the reality for many people, and it's a reality that keeps them stuck. Distractions don't just steal your time, they steal your energy and your willpower. Every time you switch your attention from one thing to another, your brain pays a price. It's like running a race but stopping every few steps to tie your shoe. You lose momentum and waste energy that could have pushed you forward. The good news is, eliminating distractions and building discipline is within your control. It starts with awareness. You need to identify exactly what pulls you off course. Is it social media? Email notifications, noise in your environment, or maybe even people around you who don't support your goals? Once you know your distractions, you can take deliberate steps to remove or reduce them. This isn't about becoming a robot or cutting off your social life. It's about setting boundaries that protect your time and energy. For example, put your phone on Do Not Disturb mode during your focused work periods. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Create a workspace that is clean, quiet, and free from interruptions. If certain apps or websites are time traps, use tools that block or limit access during key hours. You will be surprised how much more you can accomplish when you aren't constantly pulled in different directions. Discipline is the foundation of all success, and it means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's the ability to show up day after day, committed to your goals, regardless of mood or circumstance. Discipline is not about punishment or harsh self-judgment. It's about respect for yourself, your time, and your dreams. When you practice discipline, you create a sense of pride and control that feeds your motivation. Discipline turns vague intentions into concrete actions. Daily discipline looks like creating a clear schedule and sticking to it. It means setting aside dedicated time blocks for your most important work and guarding that time fiercely. This is where most people fail. They let their day fill up with busy work, distractions, and low-priority tasks. To build discipline, you must prioritize your activities by importance, not urgency. Focus on tasks that move you closer to your goals first thing, before distractions creep in. It takes courage and commitment, but the payoff is enormous. Another critical aspect is learning to say no. Saying yes to every request, every invitation, or every distraction is a sure way to scatter your focus. Saying no is not selfish, it's necessary for your growth. When you say no to distractions, you say yes to your future. This means sometimes you have to miss out on social events, skip unproductive meetings, or avoid time-wasting habits. The short-term discomfort of saying no is nothing compared to the long-term satisfaction of reaching your goals. Your environment plays a huge role in your ability to stay disciplined. If you're surrounded by clutter, noise, or people who don't share your vision, your discipline will weaken. Create a space that inspires and supports your efforts. Keep your desk organized, your phone out of reach during work, and your mind clear of unnecessary worries. The less you have to fight against, the easier discipline becomes. Discipline also means managing your energy, not just your time. When you're tired or stressed, your willpower is low. That's why it's important to build routines that support your physical and mental health, adequate sleep, proper nutrition, and regular movement. These elements feed your energy reserves so you can stay sharp and focused throughout the day. Without this foundation, discipline becomes a daily battle. It's natural for discipline to waver sometimes. Nobody is perfect. The difference is how you respond when you slip. Discipline is about resilience. When you get distracted or lazy for a moment, don't let guilt or frustration take over. Simply acknowledge it, learn from it, and recommit immediately. What matters is that you get back on track quickly and consistently. One of the best ways to build discipline is through small, consistent habits that reinforce focus. For example, starting your day with a specific morning routine can set the tone for discipline throughout the day. This might include meditation, planning your top priorities, or reading something inspiring. When you build discipline in these small ways, it strengthens your ability to resist distractions in bigger moments. It's important to remember that discipline is not about willpower alone. Willpower is a limited resource that depletes during the day. Discipline is about designing your life to minimize the need for willpower. That means creating systems, routines, and environments that make focused work easier. You're not relying on brute force to fight distractions. You're making it simpler to do the right thing by default. Many people think discipline restricts freedom, but the opposite is true. Discipline creates freedom. The freedom to pursue your dreams, to live on your terms, and to feel confident in your choices. Without discipline, you are a slave to distraction and reaction. With discipline, you become the master of your time and energy. Finally, the daily commitment to eliminating distractions and practicing discipline is what separates those who talk about success from those who live it. It's a daily fight, yes, but a fight that rewards you with clarity, progress, and the satisfaction of knowing you're moving forward. This commitment transforms ordinary days into extraordinary progress. If distractions are stealing your time and discipline feels hard to build, start small but start now. Identify your biggest distraction. Remove it today. Choose one area to practice discipline, even if it's just for an hour. Watch what happens when you consistently protect your focus and honor your commitments. The results may surprise you. Success is waiting on the other side of discipline, and it begins with your decision to refuse distractions every single day. Number 6. Invest 1 hour daily in learning new skills. Most people want to improve their lives, but they underestimate how critical learning is to that change. It's a tough truth that without constantly adding new skills, you get stuck. Life doesn't stand still, and neither should you. Every industry shifts, every market changes, and the demands of the world grow more complex every year. If you keep doing the same things you did 5 years ago, your opportunities shrink. The harsh reality is that skills become outdated, and without deliberate learning, your growth stalls. This is not about talent or luck. It's about consistent effort to build your abilities every day. No one can take this away from you, but most people don't make the time to invest in themselves. 1 hour might sound like a lot at first, but when broken down, it's manageable. Think about how many minutes people spend scrolling social media or watching TV. Trading that time for focused learning can change everything. That hour becomes the most valuable part of your day, the time you dedicate to upgrading your mind and expanding your capacity. Learning is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Every new skill you acquire adds to your toolbox, making you more adaptable, confident, and prepared for the future. Learning doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. It can be simple and practical. It can be reading a chapter of a book, listening to a podcast, taking an online course, or practicing a specific skill that improves your craft. The key is to be intentional and consistent. Decide what skill will have the biggest impact on your life or career, and then focus your daily hour on that. This sharpens your mind and builds momentum, and over weeks and months your progress becomes visible and measurable. It's important to create a learning environment that supports your goal. Find a quiet space where you can focus without interruption. Have the materials you need ready, whether it's books, notes, or digital resources. Eliminate distractions and set a clear start and end time for your learning hour. Treat this time with respect. Don't allow meetings, phone calls, or random errands to steal it away. This hour is non-negotiable because it's an investment in your future self. Many people get discouraged because learning can feel slow or difficult. New skills require practice and patience. You will make mistakes. You will hit plateaus. But persistence is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Every expert was once a beginner who refused to quit. The more you commit to this daily hour, the easier learning becomes. Your brain builds new neural connections, your understanding deepens, and your confidence grows. This is a process, not a race. It also helps to set clear learning goals within that hour. Rather than aimlessly consuming information, decide what you want to accomplish. It might be to master a specific technique, complete a course module, or write a summary of what you've learned. This focus keeps your brain engaged and makes your learning productive. Review your progress regularly to see how far you've come. Tracking your growth builds motivation and reinforces your commitment. Learning new skills daily also builds resilience. When you stretch yourself mentally, you develop problem-solving abilities and adaptability. You become more resourceful and less afraid of challenges. This mental toughness is essential in every area of life, business, relationships, health, and personal development. The hour you invest becomes a shield against uncertainty and change. Another important factor is diversity in learning. Don't limit yourself to one type of skill or one source of information. Mix reading with watching videos, listening to experts, and hands-on practice. This variety keeps your mind stimulated and helps you absorb knowledge in different ways. It also makes learning more enjoyable, so you look forward to that hour instead of dreading it. Sometimes people delay learning because they think they need all the answers first. They want a perfect plan or the ideal course. The reality is you learn by doing and you learn as you go. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Start with what you have. That hour every day is a commitment to progress, not perfection. Each day's effort compounds and moves you forward. This kind of focused learning also sets a powerful example for others around you. Whether at work or at home, your commitment to growth can inspire colleagues, family, and friends. You create a culture of continuous improvement just by showing up for yourself consistently. This builds respect and opens doors to new opportunities because people notice those who are always growing. Investing 1 hour daily in learning isn't just about professional skills either. It can be emotional intelligence, communication, or leadership. These soft skills are often the difference between success and failure in life. The more you invest in yourself holistically, the more prepared you are to handle whatever life throws your way. Over time, this daily habit creates a mindset of lifelong learning. Instead of fearing change, you embrace it because you know you have the tools to adapt. This mindset is invaluable because life is unpredictable. When you're always learning, you're always evolving, and that keeps you relevant and capable. Many people underestimate the power of this hour because it's invisible work. It doesn't show immediate results like a paycheck or a promotion, but the effects are profound and long-lasting. It's like planting seeds that grow into a strong tree. Your skills build quietly, but when the right opportunity comes, you're ready to seize it. Think about where you want to be in 6 months, a year, or 5 years. The skills you need to get there may seem distant now, but the journey begins with daily steps. Each hour you invest chips away at the gap between your current situation and your dreams. You can't rush this process, but you can control it. This daily investment also builds confidence. Knowledge reduces fear and uncertainty. When you know you're learning every day, you feel more capable and empowered. You don't wait for someone else to give you a chance. You create your own opportunities. That confidence spills over into every decision you make. There is no shortcut to growth. Talent or luck may open a door here or there, but sustained success comes from relentless learning and application. Committing to 1 hour a day is a promise to yourself that you won't settle. You will keep improving no matter the obstacles. This habit becomes the foundation of your transformation. Start now, choose your skill, and make that hour sacred. When the days get hard, remind yourself this is the investment that will change your life. The discomfort of learning is temporary, but the rewards last a lifetime. This is how ordinary people become extraordinary, not by chance, but by daily choice. Number 7. Surround yourself with positive and growth-minded people. It's a cold, hard fact that the people around you have a tremendous influence on the path you take. Most people underestimate just how much their environment shapes their thoughts, beliefs, and ultimately their actions. If the majority of your conversations are filled with doubt, negativity, or complacency, your progress will struggle to survive. Growth-minded individuals understand that change is a team effort. They know that to move forward, they must surround themselves with those who push them, challenge them, and inspire them to reach higher. The reality is your mindset mirrors the company you keep. If you want to transform your life in 6 months, then your circle must reflect the kind of person you aspire to become. When your friends, colleagues, or even family members constantly complain about life, complain about their jobs, or doubt their potential, it's almost impossible to maintain motivation. Negativity breeds more negativity. The daily barrage of pessimism drains your energy and clouds your judgment. This happens slowly but surely until it becomes your new normal. It's why so many people stay stuck in the same place year after year. They don't realize that the first step to change is upgrading the people you spend time with. Growth doesn't happen in isolation. It's built in the company of others who believe in progress, hard work, and continuous improvement. Positive, growth-minded people don't ignore reality. They aren't blindly optimistic. Instead, they face challenges head-on, with a mindset focused on solutions rather than problems. Their attitude is practical and encouraging. When you engage with people like this, you feel a shift inside yourself. Their enthusiasm becomes contagious, their discipline motivates you, and their belief in possibilities pushes you beyond your comfort zone. They raise the bar for what you believe is possible in your own life. Another important aspect is accountability. People who support your growth don't just cheer you on, they hold you responsible for your actions. They ask tough questions and challenge excuses. This kind of accountability forces you to be honest with yourself. It's uncomfortable at times, but necessary for real progress. When you know someone expects you to follow through, you're less likely to procrastinate or give up. This kind of relationship builds discipline and keeps your goals in sharp focus. It's equally important to distance yourself from relationships that drain your energy or pull you back. This isn't about being selfish or cutting people off for no reason. It's about protecting your growth journey. If someone constantly discourages your efforts, criticizes your dreams, or undermines your confidence, they are barriers to your success. These toxic influences slow you down and create unnecessary stress. Recognizing this and setting boundaries takes courage, but it's necessary to create the space you need to thrive. Building a network of positive influences means seeking out people who share your desire for growth. This could be joining a mastermind group, attending workshops, or finding mentors who have already achieved what you want. Being around people who have done the hard work and achieved success offers you valuable insights and inspiration. Their stories remind you that your goals are achievable, even when things get tough. Their experience becomes a roadmap, saving you time and avoiding costly mistakes. In addition, surround yourself with people who bring diverse perspectives. Growth isn't just about hearing yes all the time. Sometimes you need constructive criticism, new ideas, and fresh ways of thinking. When your circle challenges your assumptions respectfully, you expand your thinking and avoid blind spots. This intellectual stimulation keeps your mind sharp and ready to tackle complex problems. The energy you absorb from others affects your emotional well-being deeply. Positive people lift your spirits, reduce stress, and create an environment where creativity and confidence flourish. Negative people tend to bring anxiety, doubt, and hesitation. When you surround yourself with growth-minded individuals, you build emotional resilience. You develop a sense of belonging and support that makes challenges feel less overwhelming. It's also worth noting that this circle influences your habits and daily choices. People who are committed to growth tend to have routines that include reading, exercising, learning, and goal setting. Spending time with them encourages you to adopt these habits naturally. This social reinforcement makes discipline easier. When you see others working hard, you want to show up for yourself too. It becomes a healthy cycle of encouragement and effort. Another benefit of connecting with growth-minded people is the opportunity for collaboration. When you meet others who are motivated, you can work together on projects, share resources, and provide mutual support. This teamwork multiplies your impact and speeds up your progress. You're not alone in your journey. The power of community propels you forward faster than working in isolation. However, this doesn't mean you have to wait for the perfect group to appear before making changes. You can start small by seeking one or two people who inspire you and building deeper connections with them. Even a single positive relationship can make a huge difference in your outlook and motivation. Look for people who challenge you to think bigger and act bolder. Improving your circle also means becoming a growth-minded person yourself. People are attracted to those who bring value and positivity. When you commit to your own growth, you naturally draw others who share the same mindset. This creates a cycle of encouragement where everyone benefits. You become both a student and a teacher, lifting others as you rise. It's important to remember that growth-minded people are not perfect. They struggle, face setbacks, and have doubts just like anyone else. What sets them apart is their refusal to settle. They keep pushing forward, learning from mistakes, and staying focused on their vision. Being part of this kind of community gives you permission to be human while striving for excellence. In the end, the company you keep acts like a mirror reflecting who you are becoming. If you want to be successful in 6 months, you must choose people who reflect that success. Their beliefs, attitudes, and habits will shape your own. This is not about changing who you are, but about aligning yourself with the kind of life you want to create. Choosing growth-minded people means choosing hope over fear, action over doubt, and possibility over limitation. It requires courage to evaluate your current relationships honestly and make changes where needed. But this choice is one of the most powerful steps you can take on your journey to transformation. The people you surround yourself with will either lift you up or hold you back. The decision is yours, and it has a direct impact on how far you will go. Number 8. Practice visualization and affirmations every single morning. Too many people wake up feeling lost, overwhelmed, or weighed down by the challenges they face. They start their day reacting to external pressures rather than leading their day with purpose. This is where the simple but powerful practice of visualization and affirmations comes into play. It's not magic or wishful thinking. It's a deliberate mental exercise that prepares your mind and emotions for success. When you commit to this daily habit, it rewires your thinking and strengthens your belief in what you can achieve. Most overlook this practice because it requires consistency and patience, but the impact is profound and lasting. Imagine waking up and immediately focusing on the life you want, seeing it clearly in your mind's eye. Visualizing your goals isn't about ignoring reality, it's about setting your attention on what you want to create. This helps your brain understand what you are working toward and keeps your motivation alive. The mind doesn't know the difference between what's vividly imagined and what's real, so when you see yourself succeeding, it begins to align your feelings and actions toward that success. This daily mental rehearsal makes your goals feel more tangible and achievable. Most people let their thoughts drift aimlessly after waking up, often slipping into worries about bills, deadlines, or conflicts. These negative thoughts create stress and lower your energy before you even get out of bed. Visualization flips this script by directing your thoughts intentionally. You start by picturing specific outcomes, finishing a project, feeling confident in a presentation, or reaching a health milestone. The clearer and more detailed your mental image, the stronger the effect. Imagine not just the outcome, but also the feelings you will experience: pride, satisfaction, excitement. When you connect emotionally to your vision, it becomes a powerful motivator. Affirmations work alongside visualization. These are simple, positive statements you repeat to yourself to reinforce belief and build confidence. Affirmations help to silence doubts and negative self-talk that hold many people back. Statements like, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I handle challenges with strength and calm," reprogram your subconscious mind. Repeating these affirmations every morning is like planting seeds of confidence that grow stronger with daily care. The key is to use words that feel true and inspiring to you, not empty phrases you don't believe. One common mistake is to say affirmations without feeling or conviction. Words alone won't shift your mindset unless you truly connect with them. That's why pairing affirmations with visualization amplifies their power. When you see yourself succeeding and hear yourself affirming your strength, your brain begins to accept these beliefs as real. Over time, this reshapes your inner dialogue, reducing fear and hesitation. The mental clarity you gain guides your decisions and keeps you moving forward even when obstacles arise. This practice also builds emotional resilience. Life will throw challenges at you, and your mind will often try to convince you to quit or settle for less. Visualization and affirmations create a mental shield that helps you stay calm and focused. Instead of reacting with fear or frustration, you respond with confidence and determination. This emotional strength is crucial during moments of doubt or setbacks. It reminds you that you have the ability to overcome difficulties and reach your goals. Another important aspect is the sense of control this routine gives you. Many people feel overwhelmed because their days seem chaotic and unpredictable. Starting each morning with visualization and affirmations centers your mind and anchors your emotions. You set the tone for the day based on intention, not chance. This creates a sense of empowerment and readiness that carries through every task, conversation, and decision. Making this a daily habit isn't always easy. Your mind will resist at first, especially if you're used to starting the day with stress or distraction. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is persistence. Even on days when it feels forced or awkward, commit to the practice. The cumulative effect over weeks and months is transformational. Your mental focus sharpens and your belief in yourself deepens. There's also a sensory element to this practice that enhances its impact. Closing your eyes and imagining your success lets you engage multiple senses: sight, sound, touch, and even smell. Imagine hearing applause after a presentation, feeling the smooth texture of a new product you created, or smelling the fresh air during a morning run. These sensory details make your vision more vivid and emotionally compelling. It's this richness that moves your brain to act as if it's already real. Affirmations spoken aloud carry extra power because your voice adds emotion and conviction. Hearing yourself say positive statements sends a clear message to your brain. If you feel self-conscious at first, know that this is normal. Over time, saying affirmations aloud becomes a natural part of your morning. Writing down your affirmations can also deepen their effect by engaging your hand and eyes, creating more pathways for your brain to absorb the message. The consistency of practicing visualization and affirmations every morning is what turns these simple exercises into a foundation for lasting change. It's like training a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger your mental focus and confidence become. This strength shows up in how you approach your goals, how you handle setbacks, and how you seize opportunities. Many successful people credit daily visualization and affirmations as key factors in their achievements. This practice is not reserved for the elite. It's accessible to everyone who is willing to commit. It doesn't require special tools or training, only a few minutes of focused attention each morning. These minutes become an investment in your mindset that pays dividends in every area of your life. In the grand scheme of a 6-month success plan, visualization and affirmations set the emotional and mental groundwork for everything else you do. They prepare you to take action with clarity, courage, and persistence. Without this foundation, it's easy to get derailed by fear, doubt, or distraction. With it, you have a steady compass guiding you toward your goals. As the weeks pass, you will notice subtle shifts. Challenges won't feel as intimidating. Your belief in your abilities will grow. You'll start to attract opportunities and people that align with your vision. This mental and emotional preparation becomes the unseen force behind your progress, keeping you energized and focused when results aren't immediate. It's important to approach this practice with patience and kindness toward yourself. Some days will be harder than others, and that's part of the process. When resistance or negative thoughts come up, acknowledge them without judgment and return to your visualization and affirmations. This persistence builds resilience and deepens your commitment to growth. Practicing visualization and affirmations every single morning is not about escaping reality. It's about shaping it with intention. It's about waking up with a clear picture of where you're going and the confidence to get there. This mental discipline is the starting point for a transformation that will unfold day by day, month by month. When you combine this with the other steps in your success plan, the momentum becomes unstoppable. Number 9. Prioritize physical health with consistent workouts and nutrition. Many people underestimate how much their physical health affects every part of their life, especially their ability to achieve success. The truth is, without a strong and energized body, your mind can't perform at its best. When you feel tired, sluggish, or run down, it's almost impossible to push forward toward your goals with the focus and energy they require. Physical health isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling alive, alert, and ready to face whatever comes your way. If you've ever tried to work hard while your body is depleted, you know how difficult it becomes to maintain motivation or clarity. Prioritizing your health through regular exercise and good nutrition is not a luxury. It's a necessity for anyone serious about transforming their life in 6 months. The reality many face is the challenge of time and energy. Busy schedules, work demands, and family responsibilities often push fitness and nutrition to the bottom of the list. It's common to feel overwhelmed or discouraged by how little time you seem to have for self-care. This is exactly why discipline and consistency in your approach matter so much. You don't need hours in the gym or complicated diets to start seeing improvement. Small but steady steps every day build momentum. Committing to just 30 minutes of movement and mindful eating daily creates a foundation that supports everything else you want to achieve. Consistent workouts do more than build muscle or burn calories. They improve your mental state. Physical activity releases chemicals in the brain that lift your mood, reduce stress, and increase mental clarity. When you exercise regularly, your brain works better, your focus sharpens, and your resilience to challenges strengthens. This boost in mental energy translates directly into your work, relationships, and personal growth. Without this daily physical investment, you'll likely find yourself facing fatigue, procrastination, and frustration more often. Nutrition is equally important and often misunderstood. Many believe eating healthy means strict dieting or giving up foods they love. The key is not deprivation but balance and quality. Fueling your body with nutrient-rich foods, fresh vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats gives you sustained energy throughout the day. When your diet supports your body's needs, you avoid energy crashes and mood swings that derail productivity. It's also about listening to your body and understanding how different foods make you feel. Eating well enhances not only your physical stamina, but also your mental focus and emotional stability. The hardest part is often the beginning. Habits that have been in place for years won't change overnight. The common struggle is frustration with slow progress or occasional setbacks. It's important to approach this process with patience and self-compassion. Remember, improvement in physical health is a journey, not a quick fix. Celebrate the small victories, whether it's an extra 5 minutes of walking, choosing a healthy snack over junk food, or feeling more energetic throughout the afternoon. These small wins create positive reinforcement that keeps you moving forward. Creating a workout routine doesn't mean you must join a gym or follow an expensive program. It can be as simple as walking every day, stretching in the morning, or doing body weight exercises at home. The goal is consistent movement that raises your heart rate and strengthens your muscles. Variety also helps to keep you engaged and prevent boredom. Mixing cardio, strength training, and flexibility exercises creates a balanced routine that benefits your whole body. Over time, these consistent efforts improve your endurance, posture, and overall physical capability. Nutrition habits require the same steady commitment. Planning meals ahead of time, cooking at home more often, and reducing processed foods are practical steps anyone can take. Hydration also plays a critical role in how you feel and function daily. Drinking enough water keeps your body and mind sharp. Avoiding excess sugar, caffeine, and alcohol minimizes energy slumps and mood fluctuations. When you fuel your body properly, you're not just feeding it for survival, you're providing the resources for high performance and sustained effort. The connection between physical health and emotional well-being cannot be overstated. When you take care of your body, you also build confidence and self-respect. This positive self-image encourages you to aim higher and push through obstacles. In contrast, neglecting your health often leads to feelings of frustration and defeat, which can spiral into a negative cycle affecting all parts of your life. Prioritizing health isn't a distraction from success, it's a critical pillar that supports every goal you set. Discipline is the bridge between your current state and the healthy lifestyle you want. It means showing up for yourself even when motivation is low or distractions appear. This might mean choosing to exercise after a long day instead of collapsing on the couch. It might mean resisting convenient but unhealthy food choices in favor of meals that nourish you. Discipline in health habits builds mental toughness that extends into other areas of your life. When you prove to yourself that you can commit to your body's well-being, you develop the mindset needed to tackle bigger challenges. Accountability helps sustain these efforts. Whether it's a workout partner, a coach, or tracking your meals and activity in a journal, having a system in place keeps you honest. This external structure encourages consistency and reminds you of your commitment when excuses try to take over. Over time, these habits become part of your identity. Not a temporary effort, but a new way of life that supports your ambitions. Visualizing your future self as healthy and strong can be a powerful motivator. Picture the energy you will have, the confidence you will feel, and the freedom that comes with physical vitality. This image strengthens your desire to stay consistent even when challenges arise. Physical health is not an isolated goal. It's a foundation that enables everything else to flourish. When your body is strong, your mind is clear, and your spirit is resilient, you are prepared to pursue your 6-month success plan with full force. It's important to remember that physical health is not about perfection. There will be days when life interferes, unexpected events, illness, or low energy. On these days, kindness toward yourself is crucial. Adjust your routine as needed, but keep your long-term vision in mind. Resilience is built by getting back on track rather than giving up entirely. This approach builds sustainable habits that last far beyond the initial 6 months. By committing to consistent workouts and mindful nutrition, you invest in yourself in a way that pays dividends every day. The energy, clarity, and strength you gain ripple through every part of your life. This investment supports your mental focus, emotional balance, and overall performance. Physical health becomes a partner in your journey, not a hurdle. It prepares you to handle stress, seize opportunities, and maintain the stamina required to reach your goals. Prioritize this area with the seriousness it deserves, and you will see how it transforms not just your body, but your entire life experience. Number 10. Reflect monthly on achievements and reset your strategies. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget to pause and look back. Most people rush forward day after day without checking if the path they're on is really taking them where they want to go. That's a mistake. Reflection isn't about dwelling on mistakes or beating yourself up. It's about gaining clarity, understanding your progress, and making smart adjustments. If there's no regular check-in with yourself, you're operating in the dark, hoping things will get better without knowing if you're moving in the right direction. The truth is that without stopping to reflect each month, your chances of drifting off course increase dramatically. Many people struggle because they think reflection means judgment or failure. The reality is different. Reflection is a tool for growth. It's a way to measure what worked, what didn't, and what needs to change. This process requires honesty and openness, which can be uncomfortable, but it's absolutely necessary for long-term success. Imagine trying to navigate a trip without a map or a compass. You might walk for miles, but will you arrive at your destination? No. That's exactly what skipping reflection is like in your personal and professional life. Reflection gives you the map and compass you need. The monthly rhythm of reflection creates a natural moment to pause the busyness and turn your attention inward. It's a deliberate practice where you look back at the goals you set, the actions you took, and the results you achieved. This isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. Did you move closer to your 6-month goal? What obstacles slowed you down? What strengths did you discover? What lessons came from your setbacks? These questions, when answered honestly, become powerful insights that guide your next steps. Adjusting your strategies based on reflection is where the real magic happens. If something isn't working, change it. Too many people stay stuck with ineffective habits or plans simply because they've already invested time and effort. That's throwing good time after bad. Being flexible means you're smart, not weak. It means you're learning and evolving. Sometimes the plan you thought was perfect isn't actually supporting your goals. Maybe your daily routine needs tweaking, or the way you spend your time isn't producing results. Monthly reflection allows you to course correct before small problems become big ones. Reflection also helps you recognize progress that might otherwise go unnoticed. Often we get discouraged because we focus only on what's left to do, ignoring the distance already covered. Taking time to celebrate small victories energizes you and fuels your motivation. Even if the progress is slow, acknowledging it builds momentum. The feeling of accomplishment you get when you see how far you've come is a powerful emotional boost. This emotional connection to your achievements strengthens your commitment to keep going. One of the most practical ways to reflect is through journaling or writing. Putting your thoughts on paper creates a clear record of your journey. Writing forces you to organize your thoughts, identify patterns, and pinpoint areas that need attention. You can track what actions led to success and which ones didn't. Over time, this journal becomes a personal guidebook filled with lessons and evidence of your growth. This process brings clarity that can be difficult to achieve through just thinking or talking about your progress. Reflection is not a one-time event, but a habit that builds self-awareness. When done consistently, it sharpens your ability to judge situations accurately and make better decisions. You learn to recognize early signs of trouble and act before things spiral out of control. It also cultivates humility because you see where improvement is needed, and confidence because you see what you've already achieved. This balance is essential for steady, sustainable success. Sometimes reflection reveals uncomfortable truths. Maybe your goals need adjusting, or your commitment has faltered. Facing these truths is necessary for growth. Avoiding reality only prolongs struggles. Being honest with yourself empowers you to make changes that lead to better outcomes. It's far better to confront these challenges head-on than to keep pushing forward blindly and waste precious time and energy. Resetting your strategies after reflection means creating clear action steps for the next month. This keeps your momentum alive and your purpose sharp. Instead of vague intentions, you have focused plans with specific tasks that directly support your larger goals. This strategic adjustment prevents burnout and frustration because you're working smarter, not harder. It aligns your efforts with the realities of your progress and environment. Monthly reflection also allows you to manage expectations realistically. Sometimes, goals need to be broken down further or timelines extended. This doesn't mean failure, it means adapting to the pace that works best for you. Success is a marathon, not a sprint, and adjusting your plan ensures you keep running toward the finish line rather than collapsing early from exhaustion. Another important aspect of reflection is checking in on your mindset and emotions. Are you feeling motivated and inspired, or overwhelmed and discouraged? Your emotional state affects your ability to take consistent action. If negativity or doubt creep in, reflection can help you identify their sources and develop strategies to address them. This might mean seeking support, practicing gratitude, or shifting your focus. Mental and emotional health are integral to sustained progress. Reflection also strengthens your ability to prioritize. Over time, you learn to identify which actions bring the highest return on your efforts. This wisdom allows you to say no to distractions and yes to what truly matters. It sharpens your focus and deepens your commitment. This clarity eliminates confusion and indecision, common barriers to success. As you reflect each month, you build a powerful relationship with yourself based on trust and respect. You become your own best coach, capable of navigating challenges and celebrating successes. This internal guidance system grows stronger with every honest check-in, equipping you to handle whatever comes next. Reflection and resetting strategies form the backbone of a dynamic success plan. Without these steps, even the best plans can become rigid and ineffective. Life is unpredictable, and the ability to adapt is what separates those who succeed from those who stall. Monthly reflection keeps you in tune with your journey, your goals, and yourself. Remember, progress is rarely a straight line. There will be detours and setbacks, but with regular reflection, you keep your eyes on the destination and adjust the course as needed. This intentional practice fuels your growth, sustains your motivation, and ensures that every step you take moves you closer to the life you want. The process of monthly reflection requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to learn. But it rewards you with clarity, confidence, and control over your journey. It transforms your 6-month success plan from a set of ideas into a living, evolving path. Embrace this habit and watch how it shapes your progress, your mindset, and ultimately your life.